Welcome back to The Unwritten Life, the story of Claire. We're going to pick it back up in chapter 9, Justice's Balance. So the exhilaration of the mural project, a vibrant splash of color on really a previously drab city wall, mirrored the growing vibrancy in Claire's own life. Nova, the wheel of fortune, had indeed turned, bringing new opportunities and a deepening connection with Leo. Their shared moments from late night talks in his workshop to the quiet comfort of his presence had woven a subtle tapestry of intimacy. She was building something real, and for the first time, it felt like her external world was finally aligning with the honest, hopeful person that she was becoming. But as joy and connection blossomed, so did a faint, persistent shadow from the past. A legal notice, thin and stark, arrived in her mailbox one Tuesday morning. It was from the estate of a distant relative that she barely knew, involving a small, unexpected inheritance, but tied to a complicated, long-standing family dispute that had festered for years. It was a tangle of old grievances and unanswered questions, demanding her involvement, forcing her to confront the imbalances that she long tried to ignore. Well, that familiar knot of anxiety tightened in her stomach. This wasn't about money. It was about justice, about righting old wrongs, and it felt overwhelmingly heavy. Claire found herself walking aimlessly, eventually seeking refuge in Mary's quiet bookstore. Mary, the hermit, was perched on her usual stool, her beautiful silver hair gleaming under the soft lamp. Sensing Claire's unease, she simply offered a hot cup of tea and a silent, knowing look. Sometimes, Mary murmured, life asks us to hold the scales, to weigh what is fair, what is true, even when the truth is uncomfortable. Mary gestured to an old leather-bound book on legal philosophy. It's not about winning or losing, my dear. It's about finding equilibrium, about recognizing where balance is needed within ourselves and in our dealings with the world. Well, Claire confided in Mary, the words tumbling out, the family feud, the unfairness, her deep desire to walk away, but that nagging sense that she shouldn't. Well, Mary listened patiently, her eyes never leaving Claire's. She didn't offer solutions, but she offered perspective, a calm, clear lens through which to view the messy situation. Truest justice, Mary concluded, often begins with the courage to face what needs to be made right, regardless of the outcome. Well, later that week, Claire found herself talking to Leo about it. He was focused on a new project, an intricate set of scales that he was crafting for a local chef, beautifully and perfectly balanced. He listened as she recounted the family saga, his brow furrowed in thought. Balance isn't just about what you put on the scales, Leo said. It's about the precision of the fulcrum, the honest weight of each side, and knowing when to set them down. He looked up, his gaze steady. What feels right to you, Claire? Not what they want or what feels easy. What does your eternal compass say is fair? His words cutting through the confusion, anchoring her. He wasn't telling her what to do, but reminding her to trust her own sense of right and wrong, the moral compass that she was rediscovering. His hands, usually busy with wood, reached for hers across the workbench, a comforting, solid presence. His touch was a quiet reassurance, telling her that she didn't have to carry this burden alone. But fueled by Mary's wisdom and Leo's steadfast presence, Claire made a decision. She didn't shy away from the inheritance or the family dispute. Instead, she decided to engage, to seek mediation, to advocate for a fair and equal resolution for all parties involved, even those who might not want it. It was a daunting task, filled with difficult conversations and emotional confrontations. But she approached it with a new kind of resolve, armed with the strength that she cultivated and the knowledge that true balance wasn't found in avoidance, but in honest engagement. She was no longer the Claire who would retreat into her self-created prison to avoid conflict. She was the Claire who understood that justice wasn't just a legal concept, but an internal, imperative feeling within. She was learning to hold the scales, not with trembling hands, but with a quiet, unwavering certainty, knowing that sometimes the hardest truths pave the way for the deepest of peace. So this is our justice in Claire's life. I hope you're enjoying it. We'll pick it back up in chapter 10. Bye-bye.